Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, and I don't have a lovely co-host here today. It's just going to be me. But if this is your first time on my channel or this channel, well, then welcome. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers, so if you could help us out and just press this little subscribe button, we would be greatly appreciative here. So today we're just going to do something a little bit different, not completely outside the box, but a little bit outside the box, in that we're going to talk about Love Island. But we're not talking about Love Island US. We're talking about Love Island UK. It was the series that actually got me into Love Island US. If it hadn't been for Love Island UK, I mean, it wouldn't even exist. I started watching it season 3 when season 3 was airing. I'd done a quick search on Google looking for UK-based reality TV shows. I think I'd watched beforehand one, and I was like, oh, there must be other ones that I just didn't know of. And so I just searched, I think I searched love reality shows in the UK or relationship reality shows in the UK, and it popped up, and it was airing right now, and it had 2 previous episodes, and I was like, let me go take a look. And I think I was also clued in because I'd watched, I think it was called Famously Dating, and Callum was on it, and I'd seen Callum on that show, and I think I'd seen him on something else before. And so I was like, I saw that Callum was on a Love Island in like 1995 that he won, I believe. And so anyways, it got me down to thinking, like, what is this Love Island show? Should I watch it? And then it was a revamp of Love Island UK. So I was on season 3, and I was like, this is gold. This is like, I don't know, it was just so entertaining. And I love the accents. I love the slang, like the banter. And it made me want to indulge a bit more and go back and binge basically the rest of the seasons. So I went back to season 1 and I watched it and I loved it. I fell in love with Hannah and Jonathan, as most people did. And then I watched season 2, and then I was in real time with season 3, and then continuing watching it real time with the UK's every summer. So I was up to date. And then season 1 of the US came around, and I was like, it's just not the same. I didn't know if it was the casting or if it was, how, like, the flow of it. I just couldn't figure out why I was just bored by it. I didn't find it entertaining. I didn't really watch it. Like, I maybe watched it a little bit, but I wasn't focused. I wasn't invested in any of the relationships. I kind of just wrote it off as, the UK do it better, which I think they do sometimes. I think that they're a little bit more raw, a little bit more real, a little bit more, in it for love. Like, some of them are a lot younger. So there's like 20 or 18, 19, well, maybe not 18, but like 19 and 20-year-olds that are going on the show looking for love. And I really feel that they want a relationship, some of them, and compared to some maybe older people in the United States who don't seem to be ready for a relationship or really being there for a relationship. And so that could be partially why I like the UK better, season 1. I don't know. And also Sandman, who's a friend of the podcast, he was mentioning that he feels as though there's less producers kind of meddling in with what is going on with these relationships. And so it's a little more organic, he finds. He doesn't see, fake conversations that people are having. It just seems a lot more organic and a lot more real. And so that could also be what I enjoyed about the Love Island UK, is that everybody just seems like raw, real people for the most part. And I was just more interested in their journey. But season 2 of the US, I would have to say, was pretty darn good. I do feel that it was overproduced. Sandman also said that, since the table flip on the Real Housewives of, I believe it was New Jersey, Teresa flips the table, and it was a moment. But actually since then, he feels as though producers are always trying to fabricate these moments instead of allowing them to organically happen. And so there's just a lot of contrived situations. And I think it's very heavy-handed in the United States, as opposed to there's a little bit more freedom that the people that they're choosing for the shows in the United Kingdom are personalities that they're entertaining. They're people that we want to watch and get to know. And so I think that Sandman, aka Sandhurst, like what his opinions of why people why me and him enjoy the UK versions better is just because it feels as though it doesn't have the producers really angling the story. They're just allowing things to happen and then they're filming it. But okay, so what we're talking about today though is we're talking about they had a reunion show. So they kind of went back to look at the previous seasons of Love Island and just kind of catching up to where they are. And they called the segment, What Happened Next? And so part one was basically catching up with season 1 and season 2, final 4, or the finale people of those seasons. And so some stats that they thought was really, really interesting was there has been 187 Islanders, and which is a big number to me because I feel like I can only really remember like maybe 30 of them. Like I could probably maybe name 30. The fact that there's like 6 times that amount that I can name is pretty insane to me. But obviously there's people that didn't stick around the villa for more than a week or two and were voted out or dumped. So I get that, but 187, that's like quite a few. Apparently there was 3 different villas, over 100 dates. And I'm like, wow, like really I've watched over 100 dates. It doesn't seem like I've seen that much of the show, but I guess, you know, if each season has like at least 40 episodes or so, I guess there very well could be 100 dates, but I think it's a lot. 33 recouplings. And so that's when basically people being blindsided or, you know, changing from who they're coupled with to somebody else to hopefully the people knew that it was coming. But for the most part, we could say that, you know, those recouplings, somebody gets hurt, which I don't like that part, unfortunately. And 130 dumpings, which that's a lot of people that got dumped from the island. But I mean, I guess it's the name of the game. So I didn't really realize all of this, but they mentioned that there's spin-off shows. And so Chris and Olivia apparently had a spin-off show. So they're from season, wait, did I write, is that? No, Chris and Olivia are from season 3, aren't they? Anyways, I wrote down Chris and Olivia, but they're from season 3. But I know that Chris and Kem had one as well. So I think we're talking about all the different shows, not just season 1 and 2. I never saw that Chris and Olivia had one, but I knew that Chris and Kem I think they were even also on, or at least one of them was on not Love Island, on Big Brother UK, Celebrity Big Brother UK. Maybe Kem was, or both of them, or they were both rumored and only one went on, something like that. But they definitely had some spin-off shows from people coming out of the island. Record deals. Wes has a new single that's out that's actually pretty good. If I figure it out, maybe I'll try to find it for you so you can give it a listen. But he definitely has a pretty decent single. Actually, let's see if I can get this. I was pretty impressed by it, considering like we didn't fully know that he could, you know, he was like a rapper or whatever. And so it was nice to see that he was able to, you know, do something kind of cool, kind of different. So I'll find it for you guys for the end, maybe if I can, or maybe I'll wait until his season. Actually, that's what I'll do. So celebrity romances. I don't really know that much about the celebrity romances. If you guys have any tea, also, you guys watching, to share with me about things that I don't know about season 1 and 2 finalists of Love Island UK. I just want to have a chat about these people that really solidified my love for this show. There was weddings. So we obviously know that Alex Bowen and Olivia Maitland. They are married, and they've been married for quite a few years at this point. And then also Kara and Nathan from the same season are also married. Now, I am curious if Olivia and Kara are still best friends, because they were really, really tight in the villa, and they never really talked about it. So if any of you guys know if they're still as close as they were 5 years ago, please share with me, because I love a good friendship, a girlfriend's bromance. I really hope that they're still, thick as thieves. And then babies. So Nathan and Kara have a baby, and Jessica and Dom from future seasons have a baby. But I'm getting such a strange phone call. I think that, I'm going to have to answer that in a second. So first up is Hannah and John for their relationship. Then also the winner of season 1 was Max and Jess. And then we had Josh and Lauren, who I didn't really remember. And then Callie and Lewis, who I only kind of remembered after the fact. But hold on, someone says, who's this? So Love Island is fake, by the way. Well, we know that it's kind of fake, but what do you mean by that? Give us more information as to why you think that. I don't necessarily disagree, but I do like that there has been some relationships that have gone, the distance. It's staged. Well, how do you feel then about, Alex and Olivia still being married right now, Nathan and Kara being married? But it's still good. I mean, I definitely feel as though the US version is a lot more staged, we'll say, than the UK version, but tell me what you think. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe, please. So then also, what do we have here? So those are the final 4 of season 1. And we get back in touch with Hannah. And Hannah, she looks gorgeous, I found, but she has a baby. It seems as though she's a single mom, but she has a little baby, Reg. And she's chatting with Jess. So Jess was the winner of season 1. And she has a 13-month-old baby named Presley. And apparently she had this baby without any painkillers, which is pretty impressive. I've never had a child, but I was there for when my best friend and my goddaughter was born when we were in high school. And that didn't look like it felt very good. I think she described it as, and she had an epidural, as if they're pulling each limb in each direction, and then a steamroller just rolling over top of you is the amount of pain that she was going through. And it looked as if it was that painful, absolutely. So those two were just chit-chatting, and they're going to be kind of reunited with their island boyfriend or island fiance, because Hannah and Jonathan, they ended up getting engaged at the end of season 1. And so I was really invested in that relationship. And I remember seeing some accounts of them having a lot of fights right when they got out of the villa. And I believe that, they went to Spain, and they got in a fight still there. And I think he left her there, and she gave back the ring. Like, there was a lot of drama going on with them after. And they kind of talk about it separately to the confessionals, that Jonathan and her weren't together anymore, and they just kind of grew apart outside the villa because there was a lot of fights and stuff like that going on. So Jonathan comes in, and you kind of want to look good for your your significant other or your exes. And I thought that Hannah looked a lot better than Jonathan did. Jonathan gained a little bit of weight. He just didn't seem as cute and handsome as he was before. And so I thought that, yay, Hannah, she still looked super hot as usual. I think she's still a glamour model. So she looked great. Jess looked great as well. When Max came in, they said that they had only really dated for, I think it was a couple of months after. Oh, a month. It lasted a month. And Jonathan and Hannah lasted about 4 months after the villa ended. So they lasted a bit, but they probably just started doing all these publicity things and people pressuring them about the relationship, that it wasn't able to withstand, the test of the media, which is really hard. Like, I can understand, with the amount of fame that these people were getting that was just unfamiliar, of course it's going to affect the relationship if they just don't know how to deal with it separately or even together. The host he starts his little banter. He's always like, "Bring on the Jonathan," and so he got to say that again, and he was pretty happy about saying his little Jonathan little phrase. Who else came in? So Lauren came and chatted with them, and I couldn't really remember her that much, but she lets them know that she's now, I believe she's a teacher, and she's has a nutrition company. So that's pretty awesome. Jess is engaged. So Jess is engaged to somebody. They've been together for 2 years since, and that's who's the father of her child. So her new partner's name is Dan. And so hopefully we'll be seeing a wedding with them or something like that. I don't know if, since he's not part of the Love Island family, if it would be, if I think it's ITV that hosts that TV show. And so maybe they'll put on a wedding. I don't know. But I would like to see what's going on with them. I also found that she looks kind of like, what's her name? Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy. I found that in this clip that her makeup and how it was all done, it just reminded me of her. So tell me if you guys agree with that, and let's see what's happening here. Hi, Eugene. How are you? So Eugene says Josh and Lauren were just friends. Josh was with Jess on the show, and he dumped her. Who's Josh again? Oh, Gene. Okay, who's Josh again? I don't remember. Josh. I mean, I guess, well, I know he was partnered with Lauren. I just don't remember what he looks like. I don't remember their whole relationship at all. But yeah, they didn't even last. I think that they said 24 hours. She said 24 hours after the show. Like, that didn't happen at all. Hi, Volvi. So it's cool how the relationships spread outwards from the show. Absolutely. And that's kind of what I really like about any reality show, is that it's putting people that are most likely never going to meet in their regular life in a situation that only them have experienced together. And it's just a bonding moment. And you know, it creates lifetime memories and lifetime friendships. And so that's what I really like about it, especially if people have a lifelong relationship that they find out of it. I think it's pretty cool and synchronistic. Volvatanya said, yes, the US version is horrible, in my opinion. I mean, I think season 2 really stepped its game up, and hopefully, since like season 2 of Love Island UK wasn't the best season necessarily, like I think they did improve as the seasons went on. And so, you know, maybe there's just room for it to grow, but I'm just not sure that the US production team is able to allow, allow production or allow these relationships to really grow organically. They're just very heavy-handed and wanting to really dictate how things flow. And so I don't know if they'll be able to have a hit, because I feel like they're going to just try and replicate what happened season 2. And replicating doesn't make good TV. It's boring. Jean says, Josh made it to the final. Josh was Jess twice. I just don't remember what he looks like. I know that him and Lauren were the final 2, like the final 4 together. I just don't remember him. I watched it, you know, I just don't remember. Anyways, I think he was still living out in Ibiza. Actually, do I remember Josh? He was like did he have the really young face? Like a little kid face? I think actually I'm starting to remember him a little bit. But yeah, he just had a little blip on the show about the fact that he's living now in Ibiza. Lewis. So Lewis was the hunky, I believe he was a boxer, I think. It's some sort of sport. And he said he apparently had a lot of opportunities after the show, which I can imagine. These are all very good-looking people in their prime. They have so much unexpected success that people definitely would have wanted to capitalize it, and especially with him as well. So he did stay with Callie. So Callie was his previous girlfriend that came onto the show that he felt that he was in love with, and he ended up, I think he dumped somebody to be with Callie, and they stayed together for 3 years, and they had a child together. Unfortunately, they didn't stay together after the 3 years, but I do feel that as though he is a committed father, and that he's going to be in their child's life, and they named their child Vienna, which is interesting because also named Vienna, not from Love Island, but from the challenge. And I think she was also an ex on the beach. Melissa named her child Vienna. And that was after, her realizing that she was pregnant while she was on a mountain in Austria. So I thought that it was interesting that I've never really heard of anybody, like maybe 4 people in my entire life being named Vienna. And one of them was from The Bachelor. She married one of the Bachelor, or she dated one of the Bachelors. Anyways, I don't know that many Viennas, so I thought it was a cute little synchronicity there. And Callie apparently has a music career. So if you guys have heard any of her music, I wouldn't mind hearing it. I haven't really heard anything that anybody's done other than Wes. So that's pretty much all the updates that they shared with us on the reunion show about season 1. But then they went to season 2 with my 2 favorite. I think that they are my ultimate favorite couples. I know that we all love Justine and Caleb. I get it. But I still have a soft spot for Alex and Olivia and Cara and Nathan. I thought that I just love both of them together on their season, how it all worked out. And then the fact that, they were able to go the distance outside of the villa. Katie and Scott were also the final 4, as well as Adam and the other Katie that I slightly remembered. But I definitely wanted Cara and Nathan to win that season. And then Alex and Olivia were my runners up if they didn't win. Oh, so yes, Jean is agreeing. Yes, it is the guy with the baby face. Like I got a flash of his face. I remember him now. I do. So first up was Cara and Nathan, and apparently they split up for about 9 months after they were together for a bit, and then they split up. And then he came like a little bit of a party boy, and he just wanted to, live his celebrity life a little bit. So wait, I don't know if they split up 9 months after or for about 9 months. I think it was 4 or 9 months after the villa. And, I was so upset when that happened because I really wanted them to stay together. I thought that they were always joking, just not so serious. Like they really enjoyed each other's company. They really made each other's laugh. And I thought that they were an unlikely pair to find each other in the villa. So when they had split up, I remember reading about it and I was pretty upset that they weren't able to make it. But then they got back together and then they got married and they have a baby with a baby on the way, which is it's just a perfect kind of story of people finding love in unexpected places and going away from each other and then coming back together. I don't know. I love it. I love it. Hi, EJ. How are you? I'm just doing a little quick recap on the reunion for Love Island UK season 1 and 2. So they had a little a reunion special of where they are now. And so I just thought I'd come on and just do a little chit chat about that. So I don't know if you've seen Love Island UK, but if you have, we just are just chatting about what people are doing after the fact. EJ says, what do you think of J-Love's interview with Murad, Johnny on Cameo, and J-Love with Johnny live? So much to talk about. I didn't watch the whole thing of Murad yet. I felt that no matter what, all the questions that he was asking were interesting and relevant, especially since Murad was not, he was not a big fan of the 2 women from Love Island US season 1 who were kind of shading him and saying that he's using their content for clout and all this stuff. I thought that was pretty tacky on their part, but obviously I don't know the whole story. And so I felt that though the questions that he was asking were interesting. I want to know, how do you feel after the villa? Are you sick of interviews? Is there something that happened that is different than you expected to happen? Whatever he was asking, I was interested in the responses. And I felt as though they were different than the typical questions that they kept on being asked over and over again. So far, I have liked his interview. If you have any other thoughts as well, I don't mind talking about Love Island US if there's any extra gossip that's going on about that as well. Brazil said that she was maybe going to pop in and we can talk a little bit more about Love Island US season 2. But you can still talk about it with me even while we're going through Love Island UK. Johnny on Cameo. I have not seen that. How much is he charging, EJ? That would be my question. J-Love and Johnny live. Oh, when he popped in, I'm finding that I want J-Love to have a little bit more energy or something in their lives. I want to see the content, of course. I like them as a couple, but I kind of want a little bit more, I don't know, enthusiasm or something. It's just a bit, for me, too chill. I want more more energy, more, it's just, I want it to be more entertaining. I know it might just not be the type of couple that they are, but I do kind of feel like, okay, I want to see more of your personalities in these Instagram lives. In my opinion, don't come for me. And yeah, so what do you think? Tell me, guys. $19.99. Okay, that's not a bad price, EJ. I think that, he's not, if like he said $50 or $100 or something like that, like people would definitely come for him. But like $20 for a cameo, like, I don't know, maybe I'll get a cameo for us as like a fun little thing. $19.99 is a good price. EJ says, how do you watch the UK season 1? I'm not sure in the United States. In Canada, we have like a streaming site called HeyU, so HAYU.com, I believe, and it has all the seasons on there. When Brazil comes along, I'll see if she knows how to watch that herself, because I know she has watched season 1. And if anybody in the chat has any idea on how to watch UK season 1, that would be great. I don't know if UK season 1's the best, but like you will see like where it all came from. Like it was just, they were just really great people, and there were some great stories, and they built, the platform of what we know as Love Island right now. So they were the inaugural Villa people. Jean says, Tom Powell and Malin were a couple. Tom was with Sophie Graydon on the show. Oh, Tom. Really? So, okay, Jean, if you can make sure if I'm right. So was Tom like the big kind of bodybuilder type guy that was with Sophie, and rest in peace, Sophie, if I believe that's the correct Sophie. And so I just remember when Malin was with Terry, I didn't know after the Villa that they were together, but I know she was doing stints on, I believe it was The Only Way is Essex. I think she was on that TV show. But did I know that? Maybe I did know that. It was so long ago. I think it's kind of an unlikely duo, though, personally. Hi, Carrington. How are you? You can watch on Hulu. Is Hulu... Oh, yeah. Hulu's in the States. We have HeyU. You have Hulu. He just says, I got a cameo from him. LOL. Wait, EJ, please share it. What did he say? What did you do? Hi, B-Fly Nick. How are you? So you can watch all the Hulu, on Hulu, all the seasons of UK and Australia, I think. Awesome, Nick. Thank you. And Eugene also agrees, Love Island UK is on Hulu. EJ says, so I noticed that Johnny's mom didn't follow him, but did follow her daughter. So I messaged her and asked if she didn't agree with her son's choices, LOL. Ha 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 ha. And the next day she started to what? Oh my goodness. Did she respond? Wow, that's interesting though. Maybe she doesn't want to see what Johnny does. I know my mom doesn't follow my brother, but like maybe it's just because he doesn't want to be too involved in what they're doing, Hello, and yes, hi, B-Fly Nick. Thanks for hanging out with us. So we're talking a little bit about Love Island UK season 1 and 2. They had a reunion show, but also if anything's going on in the Love Island community, we are here to chat about it right now. So Kara and Nathan, I thought it was so cute that for his proposal, he took her back to the villa where they met, and that's where he proposed to her. And I'm like, they're both not very sentimental, and I thought that it was a very sweet gesture. Jean says, yes, Tom was the big guy. Yes, okay, I remember him with Sophie. Oh, so she started to follow him now after. Okay, so maybe it was just an oversight, or she did not follow him for whatever reason. EJ says she wants to watch season 1. Honestly, they're all very good. They're all at least as good as Love Island season 2. You can go through it all the way through. I would like season 5, you'd probably most resonate with right away. But if you want to go in order, like they're honestly, they're all really good. There's just a lot of episodes. So they're usually season 1, I think maybe had only about 30, but then they got progressively more episodes as it went on. And I think even into like the 50s in season 5. So hopefully you have a lot of free time to be able to blow through all those seasons, but it will be very satisfying and you will get your Love Island fix. So apparently Cara never watched her season with Nathan. And so, you know, I think it was cute that their children are going to be able to see how they fell in love, and their love story is on TV, and it's like well edited and they look cute. You know, I think it's nice to have a little legacy like that of you know, your story and the history of this family that's starting. So I love that. They have Freddie is their son that they already have, and Freddie wants to name their baby sister that's going to be coming Delilah, which I think is a really pretty name. It's very, very British. I don't know anybody in Canada that has the name Delilah, but I think it's quite a lovely name. I do remember the scene where Rachel and Rykard were leaving and then he decided to leave with her, but I didn't remember it until they actually showed it. Like there's so many things that have happened in all these seasons that like, I was happy to be reliving these moments, and you're just like, oh my God, that was such an amazing moment. I didn't think he was going to do it. Yay. Apparently they stayed together for about 2 years, which was awesome. So they weren't part of the final 4, obviously, because she was voted out and he went and followed her along. EJ says, will I have another Sandman collab? I would honestly would hope so. We're both covering The Bachelorette, of course, so maybe down the road, I'll let a couple of weeks go by and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do one when, if it changes up and we find that there is a new Bachelorette, maybe we'll do what's his thought on like how things have changed and maybe how her interactions with the new guys. Maybe we'll do something like that. But I'm definitely open to it. I thought that was a super fun conversation. I think that he's really intelligent and fun to talk to, and I love his perspectives. And so I'm always down for a collaboration. If he would like me to join him on his channel, I will join him as well, or we will if Brazil wants to come along as well. So I'm into it. Nothing is specifically in the works, but also not specifically not in the works as well. Nick says, I like Australia season 1 and UK seasons 5 and 6. Ovi is the best. Mike and Priscilla are cute. Yes, I love Mike and Priscilla. Definitely cute. Ovi was so cute. I loved Ovi with India. I thought that they were such a good looking couple. I don't believe that they're still together anymore, but we'll be talking about them. I believe I'll do season 2 or like part 2 on Saturday and then part 3 on Sunday. I'll come back and we can chat some more. And I'll do a little more research to see if about Mike and Priscilla, if Ovi's dating anybody now. And obviously we know from season 6, we definitely all love Luke and Shanice. And so I am definitely excited to learn more about these, you know, my favorite couples that have been in the island in the UK. So Rachel apparently is single, and she's nursing. She's a nursing profession. I think that was finding it interesting that people were pretty, you know, into wanting to learn more about nursing, and because she was representing that when she was on the show. So that's pretty awesome that it shaped some people, and she's become a role model for people to go into nursing, which is awesome. So Katie, Kady, she has been in a 2-year relationship. Her and Scott didn't make it outside the villa. I didn't really expect them to. I didn't think that she was maybe ready for a relationship when she was on the show. And then she got a lot of fame after. So, you know, she even was talking with Rachel about the fact that she has a fashion brand, she has a makeup brand, she has a fitness app. And so that's a lot of things to be keeping up on. And so, you know, I remember right after her season was done, she had so many like followers on Instagram, but like she was just doing a lot of campaigns and like a lot of stories and, you know, a lot of different sponsored stuff. So she's definitely probably made a good coin since, definitely. Who else is next? So the other Katie is single, apparently. Her relationship with Adam, I don't remember Adam. I don't really remember her. Her face looks familiar, but I don't remember her story in the villa. I think they were a late matched couple. Their relationship lasted 48 hours after the villa. Good on them for at least doing like one interview. Katie's living in Ibiza, so she actually formed a performing girl group, which is really fun. That's like totally my element. I was in like a girl group called the Stilettoettes when I was in Vancouver, where we danced in heels and we did shows and performances and opening acts for different artists that were coming into the city. So I love the idea of having a girl group. And so good on her for that, because that is totally in my element. And they're called Dream Dolls. So hire them. Pretty cool. I mean, I love dance girl groups. They're the best. We talk to Alex and Olivia. So I loved watching their story. They were very active, or at least they were up until now, on social media. They, any of the traveling they were doing or the, events they were doing, they had a lot of stories and a lot of uploads. So I have been very engaged in their life outside of the villa. They've been really active, which has been nice. Olivia says though, you can see how huge they become in the United Kingdom, is that when Olivia went into the villa, she had 900 followers on Instagram. I have more than 900 followers on Instagram. And when she, now on this day, she has over 2.4 million followers on Instagram. And so she had at least probably 1 million when she immediately got out, which would be insane of a jump. That's 1,000,000% pretty much. Or I don't know if that the math is correct, but that's a big jump. And so you could see that it's going to be a little bit different fame-wise than maybe the United States. They really get a lot of publicity. So Olivia is running a fashion business, and then Alex is running a fitness website. And it looks like as though Olivia is starting to get into interior design. So she's studying that in some capacity. And I think she'd actually be really good at that. She's great at makeup. I like her fashion sense. And I don't know if the table setting was hers or if it was somebody staged the house for them. But I thought that their home that they built or they moved into was really beautiful, and the decorating was amazing. So I wish her a lot of success in that, because I think there's a lot of longevity that goes along with becoming a master interior decorator. It'd be very cool. And also what was cool is that particular house, it seems as though it was one that when she was younger, they would drive by and they would kind of be dreaming and imagining that that she was able to paused, but I'm here. So EJ says, is racism more prevalent in the UK seasons as opposed to the US? I would say less. I mean, they definitely didn't show some scenes like hideaways and stuff like that from, I know, Samira and her coupling. They didn't really show their relationship that much, but I do feel as though the people going into the villa are willing, more of them are willing to take a chance of having an interracial relationship. As we know, they have not had an all-Black couple win the show. And so that might change things moving forward. I do feel as though in the UK, they're a little bit more open-minded than they are in the United States. And so the types of people of color that go in there's a little bit more variety in my opinion. So I would say that no, it is not more prevalent in the UK. I'd say it's more in the US. Yeah, I think so. But I think it's the people as well. I feel like the people in the UK are a little more open-minded, in my opinion, of course. I just feel as though they're willing to hang out and be friends with people of all backgrounds, more so than it seems like the open-mindedness of the contestants in the US. So yeah, they bought their dream home. She read his speech. So Olivia read Alex's speech, and I thought it was very, very sweet, even though she was kind of teasing him how cheesy it was or whatnot. But you know, they really, I do feel that they love each other. I feel as though they found each other in like such a random circumstance. And, you know, they were so young back then. That was 5 years ago. And Alex even actually looks more like a man now. And I was like, I've always thought he was pretty hunky. But he just looks like, you know, a little bit like more distinguished. And I was like, Alex, you look good. But I'm really happy that they're, you know, going strong. They have 2 French bulldogs. They want a third, but her mom wants them to have a baby. So they're thinking of maybe starting to try and have a baby starting next year, which would be really awesome. He says, you know, the day when they're doing their proposals, like on the show, or they're, you know, reading their speeches, that was one of the best days of their life. And then they said that they both said that their wedding day was the best day of their life. And they were the first Love Island couple to get married. So from season 2, and then Kara from season 2. So the success rate of season 2 is actually pretty darn good. And that's pretty much all that they talked about on the reunion. I would like to find out more. So do you guys know anything else that happened on the Love Island UK reunion or after the reunion, mostly for season 1 and 2 people? I don't really have any other people that I can't think of. But I will come back and chat more on Saturday about Love Island UK, what happened next, part 2, which will most likely be seasons 3 and 4. We'll see what's going on with those Islanders and see if we find out any more tea. And also I'll finish watching the Murad video and see if there's any other, or maybe if I can buy a cameo from Johnny. I totally want one. What do I say? EJ, what did you say in your cameo to Johnny? From Johnny. But do you guys have anything else you want to chat about? I know it's a little bit of a short one, but I just kind of wanted, I missed you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys about Love Island because I'm having withdrawals. Tonight is going to be The Bachelorette. So if you guys are hanging out with us tomorrow, we'll be back live, me and Brazil, at 2 p.m. Eastern time to talk about tonight's episode of The Bachelorette. So take your notes, get your opinions, and come and chat with us at around 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, can you please subscribe? We're chugging along, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I know it's going to happen one of these days, but let's make it today. Today's the day. Anybody? Well, I missed you guys a lot. It was really nice having a little bit of a quick catch up and chat. You know, do some research with me, find out some more tea about Love Island UK seasons 3 and 4. And then we'll talk about anything else that's going on with Love Island US season 2. If there's any more interviews or gossip or whatnot. And then please hang out with Brazil and I tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, to talk about episode 2 of The Bachelorette. And if you guys also, if you don't like The Bachelorette, we're also doing, so Phil and I are doing The Amazing Race on Thursdays. We'll be recapping it and having little fun and games at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be going live. And then Jonathan and I on Fridays will be going live between 2 and 6 p.m. It kind of depends on scheduling, but we will be going live in the afternoon on Friday talking about The Masked Singer. Who are you? Who are you? So that's kind of what we're doing for the rest of the week. Saturday, I'll do part 2. Sunday, I'll do part 3. And that's all I got for you guys. I miss you. Thanks for hanging out for me for this quick little time. Sierra, hi Sierra, how are you? Have I seen J-Lub's TikToks? And no, I have not. I'm going to go and look it up right now. And then when I talk with you guys again about Love Island on Saturday, I will have been back up to date with the TikToks. Do you have any other gossip going on right now, Sierra? Well, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe over here. It's just a click away. Come on, guys. And I really love hanging out with you. So we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see. And subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. Take care, guys.